Hi everybody, it's Galactic Man Larry here again, and today we have another Transformers review, and this is from the Transformers collaborative. We have the X-Men 2021 with Transformers, however that said, and we have the Ultimate X-Panse, which sounds funny, and you can see the huge window. We have the Blackbird, if I even remember the name properly, and a lot of information like Ultimate X-Panse converts from X-Jet to robot in different languages. We have X-Men and Transformer logos, and we have a very cool artwork of Ultimate X-Panse. Here we have some pictures of the robot and alt mode, as well as a couple of little accessories that are included. Here we have a larger or a close-up of that really cool artwork. The artwork is great. And the so-called obligatory product shots, and also nothing below, just legal stuff that we don't really want to go through. So that's it, and here it says Energy Blasts, like those old Toy Biz figures from the 90s. I'm familiar with, I don't know if you are familiar with. And here we have artwork from Wolverine and Sabretooth, reminiscent to that cartoon from the 90s. Anyway, let's get this guy open. That was it. Boom. A huge tray with, first of all, the instructions in a cool orangish, reddish, vermilionish color. We'll go about that later. And we have the, I want to say Raven, but I think that's from the G.I. Joe. The Blackbird here. I think this is a remold from the Studio Series Jetfire that I don't have, because I don't care that much for the, well, I care for some of the Bayverse figures, but not all of them. And if I'm right, no, I'm not right. We still have a little thingy here to cut. I think now, no, I like to think things, but I think now this will come out of the packaging. It's a bit undone. I just want to take that little tape out. Anyway, let's leave it like this for a moment. And we have these two little, very little figures no one even asked for, I guess, but they included them instead of including something more useful, maybe. So it seems that we've taken everything out. There you have it. No. I want to use this as a backdrop, but I don't know if it will stay put like that. Now we have a great backdrop for this video. Improvised. And after messing around here, let me show you. Here is the jet. Things are already starting to fall over. My first impression in hand, like feeling wise, is that it's a bit flimsy. I mean, to keep the, I mean, I already took this off just by, yeah. Will this fall off very easily? Especially this one is just flapping around. It has no, it doesn't stay. But hey, it looks cool, yeah? So let's go over the accessories. First of all, this comes with the blast effects. Is the worst here. This on the table is not helping with the blues, but for the blast effects is fine. We have like the energy claws for Wolverine. I would say we have this energy sword. Reminds me, I don't know, of Psylocke. We also have this energy thing, which reminds me also of, I don't know, Jean Grey, Psylocke, Professor X. And we have these two little figures of Wolverine and Sabretooth, which have very basic paint. This guy is only 2 tones, and Wolverine has yellow, blue, red, silver, and black. He has 5. And he doesn't want to stand, kind of. And there is nothing here to, well, I don't want to have anything on the robot for his feet, you know, like a shape. There he's standing. And Sabretooth here, he's much easier to stand. So, face off. Yeah, and that's all they do, stand there in those poses. I mean, they're not bad, or they're not terrible, but they're not like, oh, I needed to get these little figures, that makes it more worth getting. These bring nothing to the table. They're kind of cool, but yeah, this is the kind of thing you will just put in a little box aside, or an accessory box, and I don't know, I don't feel they're really like full of display value. Now, for the ship or plane, we have a bit of translucent plastic on the tip. It has, here below is where you can put some light in for a rather weak light piping. It looks cool like this, but it brings nothing really into play. In perspectives it can look really cool. These things falls really easily. Unless you put them like on an angle, then they stay. I would say keep them in that kind of angle. Maybe that's the right angle. I'm not an expert on this ship. I'm just suggesting. This thing is large. I mean, I can hold it in my hand like a little axe or like a little sword. Just for comparison, let's bring in something, you know. I don't have any transformed robot, but here you have the Centurion drone standing, and it gets to this part kind of. I mean, we're not counting the gun. It gets to like here, and if I turn this around, so it's like you would need to have 2 or 3 of these guys, 2.5 of these guys height to match this thing. So it's very really long, but yeah, it's just the way it is. And below you have all the robot there, the whole thing. I'm a bit scared, kind of, I mean, to call it somehow, about this whole part, which is just here especially is just hollow plastic. Well, Transformers are like that, yeah, but here's just hollow plastic with no filling there. It's just standing like that. So now that I went through transformation once by myself, I kind of understand this guy better, and I managed to keep the wings, the flaps here, to stand. Don't ask me how or why or exactly for what reason, but there they are. Now let's go through this together. First of all, they ask us to just bring in the landing gear like this, kind of. Then they ask us to collapse the flaps and to bring the feet here, the toes, down. Now they ask to release these tabs here, as you can see here, and that's how you free the legs. The next step is to just open these flaps here, and these ones on the other side of the cylinder, same for the other side. Let me see if I manage to. There you are. And then you can extend the things a bit more, which is the way I like to do it, just to have more clearance and all of that. And the flaps fall down. We'll leave that there for a while. Then we open these little caps here, because that will allow us to pull this whole assembly down. As you can see, you can expand to pull these things out, then you turn them around and this one as well, and collapsing to close the legs again. Then you open this thing, bring this all out or in or whatever, kind of put this in place, and then you have these two flaps that we opened before. You have to bring these tabs to these little slots here. But first, things have to be really in place. So that done, that will kind of hold the legs together. That's one leg for now. Let's go through the other one. Again, we pull this out, and this one as well. Oh god. There you are. Turn them around. First you have to pull it properly. Collapse this one down and this one up. Then you bring this whole thing, this assembly there. First of all, we remember to bring this thing open so that it has space to form the cylindric form. And then you have the other leg. That done, we kind of bring this down. And those are the legs. And that's, if I remember right, maybe the most difficult part. Then we want to go upwards. Here you want to, well, first of all we want to pull the arms how to separate these things, you know. The arms have to these ports which go in these places, and these ones here from the kind of bicep which go there. That's a lot of alignment you have to do when you have to do it. We bring the let me bring the camera a bit up because this guy is tall. Not enough. It seems you can kind of pull the Varitech thing, but with a very long nose. We have to, well, we can collapse this thing, and we can already do the chest and the head. There you have it. But then we have this whole thing on the back. You have to bring this down, then you have to undo these things on the top, and turn that around on itself. This guy, as you can see, is a bit what I like to call fiddly. Well, somehow you bring things around. And then again, this has to go like this. Then we have this part which, yes, you have to bring these tabs here. No, these two. This one and this one, you have to bring them in the back, these two slots. So let's do that. First of all, we can expand the wings. Oh, and then you have no slots anymore. Let me check what I'm gonna do wrong. Yes, that. You have to undo this part and bring this upwards. I know, leave it like that. Then you have to, the nose, you just have to collapse it like that. Then you have to bring this tab on this slot here from the landing gear, just like you sandwich it, and then you bring this whole thing, assembly or whatever you want to call it. You need to put this thing in this slot, and that's it. Now for the arms, we just bring them down, we straighten this thing, we turn it around, and yeah, you may click, and then you have one arm, and the other one is the same. You just turn things around, straighten this here, and you do the click. And there you have the arms, and there we have the whole figure actually. Then we'll bring this little nuisance here back into place. And there he is, the ultimate X-Panse. And he's a very large guy. he's tall. He's a leader class, let's say a proper leader class, at least in sense of height. Well, in size, yeah. Now, articulation wise, the head is on a hinge, and it has also a swivel. I mean, it's on a swivel and a swivel looking up and down. He also has a swivel for the visor, which reveals his weird expression. I kind of prefer him with the visor. Like Cyclops. And that's it for the head. The arms can go all the way around. I mean, of course, you have the wings and things you have to go around, but the arms can do the 360. The elbows can go, the shoulders can go like a bit of a 90 degrees. He has a bicep swivel going all the way around. He has kind of 90 degrees, a bit more on the elbow, and he has a wrist swivel. He has no peg holes for the fists, but he has this peg hole above the hand, which will go in a moment. He has this little wiggly waggly to the side due to to a part there, which I think is due to transformation or something. He can do a bit of this, and he has also a bit of ab crunch, which actually is, now that I'm looking at it, it's good to have. He has as a waist swivel, can go to the sides, not 360, but enough. The legs can go, he can do the splits and more. It's all ratcheted. The legs can go back that much before the leg and back cable get on each other's way. He can kick all the way to the front and more. He can lose his flaps. He has thigh cut, can go all the way around. He has double ratcheted knees that can go a bit over 90 degrees, just if you kind of fake it a bit. Sorry about the mess. And he has, well, due to transformation, the toe can go a bit to the front. The propulsors, which are also the heels, are on a ball joint, ball peg, I mean, and he has a bit of an ankle rocker, which is useful, of course, especially for a guy this size. Well, for any transformer, yeah, but it's good that this guy has it as well. Now let's straighten this guy up. We can give him his effect parts. First of all, we have the claw here. We can put it in either side. So that he can, he also has this kind of, is not butterfly, but that is on a ball joint. So he has a bit of an all-around thing going on here, which is actually useful. So he has the claws, and he has the Psylocke blade, the psionic blade, or whatever. So he can do a lot of slashing. What I don't have here with me right now is some firing effect parts, so I cannot show this guy with it. And this little effect has nothing to do with the robot, but you can put this on the little useless figures we get. Now for size comparisons, this guy, which towers above everything here, is much larger than the clones. They barely make it to the knee, and he's a bit of in a spread position. Here is next to Brunt or Centurion Drone, and here he is next to a Datsun Blue Streak, so that you can have an idea. I don't have any Voyager or Leader class or Commander or anything else here to compare to, but you can see this guy is tall. He's a bit flimsy in parts. I mean, some parts fall apart, and this is, you have to be careful. But yeah, I'm liking him better than I thought I would, actually. So if this review helped you in any way to decide if you will get this figure or not, please subscribe to the channel, leave a like, and comment with everybody. I mean, interact and all of that. And I will see you in the next one. Ciao, ciao, ciao.